Food tastes great, doesn't it? Every bite can fill us with flavor and taste. So much so that we start wishing sometimes that we could just continue to eat for a lifetime without doing anything else. Man, it would have been great. Anyways, the experience of eating is awesome, and then the food passes through our mouths and enters the stomach. The job of the taste buds is done, or at least it should have been. The problem starts when the food that tasted great a few hours earlier returns to the mouth with a tinge of sourness and a lot of discomfort to the throat and the chest. This is heartburn, and it is not a pleasant thing to experience. In this video, we're going to look at the causes of heartburn, and we will also share with you 6 natural remedies that you can try before taking any medication, so stay tuned. Let's start with some things that can lead to heartburn or acid reflux. Factors leading to heartburn. 3 major factors lead to acid reflux and heartburn. Let's look at each one separately. Number 1. Poor clearance of acids or food from stomach. When the food doesn't get digested completely, then instead of going down, it can start climbing up. This can occur due to the following reasons: eating large meals, lying down after eating, excessive bending at the waist after eating, and snacking close to bedtime. Number 2. Delayed emptying of stomach. The food that enters the stomach should not just sit there. It needs to be emptied as soon as the work of stomach acids is done. If it doesn't, then we can suffer from heartburn. Some of the things that can lead to a delay in emptying of the stomach include pregnancy, hypothyroidism, viral stomach infections, excess acid in the stomach. This is the most common reason for acid reflux. Certain foods lead to an increase in levels of stomach acids. These include eating fatty food and citrus foods, carbonated beverages, tea, and coffee. Often people turn towards medication to relieve their heartburn, but it can not only worsen things, but the side effect of some medicines like lansoprazole are pretty scary. Some of the side effects of lansoprazole include headaches, bloating, diarrhea, vomiting, stomach pain, constipation. So before going for medication, it is best to first try out some natural remedies. If the symptoms worsen, then you should see a doctor. Now let's look at 6 natural remedies to treat heartburn. Number 1. The Prohibitions of heartburn. To gain something of value, you should be willing to give up on certain things. If you want to treat your heartburn, then you need to give up on certain foods, or at least reduce their amounts and frequency of intake. The first thing that needs to go is smoking. Smoking is bad for your health on so many levels that this one video won't be enough to just describe its harmful effects. But for our purpose, it should be sufficient that smoking reduces the amount of saliva in our mouths, and saliva is very effective in neutralizing the excess acids, and also for keeping the esophagus clean. Not only that, but smoking can also interfere with the normal working of the valve that's on top of our stomach. This valve is responsible for keeping checks on the acids to keep them from escaping. The other thing to avoid is coffee, or caffeine for that matter, as caffeine can relax the lower esophageal sphincter, or the stomach valve that we just talked about. You can imagine what happens next when the guards go to sleep. The prisoners escape, which in our case are stomach acids. So coffee might be causing your acid reflux problem. If you can't quit it, at least lower its quantity and frequency. The next item on our list is carbonated beverages. This one should pretty much be obvious. Who hasn't experienced loud burping after having a glass of cola? This burping can also be linked with the escape of acids into the esophagus. Studies show that regular consumption of these fizzy drinks increases the risk of acid reflux. The next item is citrus fruits. This might be a bit surprising since people usually go towards fruits when something is wrong with their stomach and digestive system. Citrus juices have a large amount of acid in them, and that could aggravate the already agitated situation of acids. Other things that should be avoided include mint, garlic, onions, and fried foods. Number 2. Lifestyle shift. When the stuff that you eat, which is supposed to be on a one-way road to exit, starts coming back up, you know there's a problem, and you need to change some things around. Acid reflux has less to do with our genes and more to do with our lifestyle. For example, if you have a habit of snacking before going to bed, then that might be the problem. Similarly, if you are a fan of big meals rather than small frequent ones, then that could also lead to heartburn. You should also reschedule your meals a bit so that there is always some sort of activity in between going to bed and dinner. These things might seem trivial, but they can not only treat your acid reflux issue, but they would also be beneficial for your overall health in the long run. Number 3. Wear loose clothing. You may complain about acid reflux problems like it's some natural calamity, but you might be the only one to blame here. If you're wearing tight belts and clothing, you may be squeezing your stomach too much. And what happens when you squeeze things? Their contents come running out, don't they? That's exactly what can happen with our stomachs. Wearing tighter clothing, especially around the waist area, can make it difficult to breathe for our stomach. So the stomach creates that space by sending some of the stuff that you ate back towards you. That is what acid reflux is. So before your stomach fails to keep its contents from escaping and wreaking havoc in your esophagus, you better give it the breathing space it needs. You know what? I get it. The trend of wearing tight clothing is a thing these days, so if you cannot give up on them, then you may want to lose some weight, especially the fat around the stomach. That should free up some space. Number 4. Chew some gum. You won't find an easier remedy for acid reflux. Just chew some gum, preferably the one containing bicarbonates, as it can help clear your esophagus up and relieve your heartburn. What's so special about chewing gum, you may ask? Well, gum stimulates your salivary glands to produce more saliva, and saliva being alkaline can neutralize the stomach acid that's floating around in your throat and esophagus. There are a few studies that point towards this, but more research needs to be done. In the meanwhile, try chewing a stick of gum for half an hour and see if it helps. Number 5. Apple cider vinegar. Surprise, surprise, apple cider vinegar can help you with heartburn problems. This is a bit controversial since one group reports the benefit of apple cider in treating acid reflux while the other is of the view that it can make matters worse. The group that is in favor suggesting that the acid content of vinegar can help to maintain the acid levels in the stomach, since heartburn can also suggest a lowered level of acid in the stomach. The other group suggests that since acid reflux is mostly due to excess acid in the stomach, it would be like throwing fuel to fire. We respect both of the views, but since there is not much harm in trying this remedy for a small to a mild level of acid burn, you can try this out and see if it helps out. Speaking of apple cider vinegar, we haven't even scratched the surface of its many benefits. If you want to know more about this amazing elixir, check out our detailed video on this topic. The link is in the description. Number 6. Change the sleeping position. Don't worry, this is not about superstitions. Studies show that sleeping on the left side can help reduce instances of heartburn. The reason can be found through a little study of human anatomy. It turns out that the stomach opening that's connected with the esophagus is a little towards our right side. So when we sleep on our left side, this opening is a bit above the stomach acids, and it could help to keep the contents of the stomach where they belong. Similarly, when we sleep on the right side, then the acids will always be pushing on the opening, increasing the risk of acid reflux. Another thing to try is to elevate your head and chest above the feet. You can do that by putting pieces of wood under your bedpost, or placing a foam wedge under the mattress. Finally, to summarize, heartburn is the burning sensation that occurs in the esophagus and can be felt around the chest area. It could occur due to several reasons, an excess amount of acid in the stomach being the most common. People usually go towards the pills when they experience heartburn, but these pills have side effects that can backfire on you. You can try natural remedies instead, like avoiding certain foods, changing sleeping positions, chewing gum, etc. However, if the problem persists and the symptoms start to worsen, then your best bet is to visit a doctor and get yourself checked. We hope that you benefited from this video. If you did, please hit the like button and share this video with your friends and family so that they also know about these easy remedies to treat heartburn. Want to see more videos like this one? Please subscribe to our channel. Welcome to Wellness, and press that bell icon as well so you never miss another video. We'll see you in another healthy video. Until then, take care.